Before you start the process of making your dreads, you're going to want to make sure that your hair is synthetic, or if you're using multiple colors, that at least one is. I use blonde synthetic hair in a 20-inch and brown human hair in a 22-inch so that the ends would fade out to be completely brown. Now what you're going to need is, of course, the hair. If you're making a multicolored dread, it's better to start with one that already has clips in it, so you don't have to go through the process of actually adding the clips. And of course your other colored hair. This is human hair. I usually advise on completely synthetic, but it's what I had. You're gonna need some clips, some scissors, a teasing comb. Mine is very beaten up, as you can see. Some needle and thread. This is weaving thread, but you can use normal needle and thread. It's not important. And regular old straightener. This is what your dreads are going to look like when you're done. Don't mind the funky colored clips. I tried to dye the blonde synthetic hair weird colors before I knew it was synthetic. I made these two a little differently, sewing the extra color on the top of one and on the bottom of the other, just to experiment with the way that it would fit and feel on my head. Whatever method of making a single clip hair extension that you want is gonna work for making your dreads. It's just a matter of whatever colors you want, what you prefer, what you find more comfortable on your head, for how the clip will sit in there. But if you don't have any extensions that already have the clips attached, you can do this and you take your hair weft and you take your clip and you basically just measure the length of the clip to the hair, hold it in place where the clip ends, separate out the hairs like this, and then you take some scissors and you just clip it like so. And now you're ready to attach a clip to your sectioned off piece of hair. And this, of course, is where your needle and thread come in handy, along with your scissors once again, and of course your clip and hair. First, you're going to take the thread and you're going to double it over, which is, you just fold it. And you're going to measure it to the hair so that you have some excess. You don't want it to be exactly the length of the hair because then it'll be hard to tie off in the end. So you want to make sure you've got some good wiggle room there. Just cut it and thread it through the needle. Make sure that the ends are even, and then you just tie it off. Like so. To attach the clip to your hair, you're going to need your needle and thread that you just, put together, your sectioned off hair all nice and tidy, and your clip. All you're going to do is you're going to place it there on top of the hair like so. I just kind of rhymed their hair. That wasn't amusing to anybody but me, probably. So you're just going to take your needle and you're going to poke it through the hole. You want to make sure you start on the clip side, because if you start it on the side with the hair, it doesn't look as nice, and if you kind of miss the excess thread that'll be poking out, you might be able to see it through your hair, and that's not very attractive. But you're basically just gonna poke it through, wrap it around a couple times, make sure it's tight. Oh yeah, looping that thread, da da da, gonna loop that thread around, da 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 da. Alright, song break over. Once you feel like that side of the clip is secure, you're just going to take your handy scissors and snip the thread in half. Mine's not really in half, but whatever. And then you're just going to tie those in a knot in each other a couple times. Twice is really enough, but if you're a worrywart like me, you can do it 3 or 4 times. And then you just clip off the excess. And ta-da, you have sewn part of your clip-on. Now just do the same to the other hole, and voila, you have made your single clip hair extension. If you just want to do one color and your hair is synthetic, you can stop here and start to make your dread. But if your hair isn't synthetic or you want to add another color, this would be your next step. I'm going to take little pieces of blonde hair because I wanted this one to be more dominantly brown than equal parts brown and blonde, like the one you see in the background in the back, or more blonde like you see in the one in the front. So I'm just going to lay those on and take my needle and thread and do what I did before with the folding it in half, cutting it, and then threading it through the needle, and then tie it off. This all seems very familiar, doesn't it? There is your needle and thread. So I added some light because I thought that it would help you see. Ignore the fact that my hands now look very alien. I just placed the hair where I thought it would be most aesthetically pleasing, and starting from the back, I just pushed the needle through the brown, and then I picked up the blonde and set it on the needle and pushed that down so that it was like this. It's just easier for me to start off that way. Sometimes it gets stuck, and that's okay. It's just because the weft, right? I totally forgot the word weft for a second, because the wefts can be very dense, and this needle is fairly large. So that is what it looks like. I'm just going to now take my other piece of blonde and do the same exact thing. You're basically just doing a simple in and out pattern like a snake. That would be kind of weird though, like if a snake was actually threaded through hair like that. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Push! Push! Oh, the relief. Clip. Tie. Tie. Yay, congratulations! We are finally to the fucking point of actually making this dread. Now, what you're gonna need is some kind of rig to clip the extension on so that it's steady. I just like to use my sock. So I cross my legs and just clip it on my sock like so. Tug it a few times to check for stability. The better quality the clip, the better it'll hold on. These aren't the best clips in the world, so You just take your teasing comb, and basically you're just gonna back comb the shit out of this over and over and over again. Every once in a while, you're going to want to pull the hair straight and then do it again, just so that, I don't know, it's a little easier to handle that way and it's not quite as messy. Eventually, this is what it'll look like. So you're just going to palm roll them in your hand like this, make sure they're just really tight and compact. Here I actually put the clip in my teeth so that I was holding it better, and I palm rolled it that way. You could just keep it attached to your sock to do this, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. So, yeah, just palm roll the shit out of that hair. And this is what it'll look like now. Your final step to spiral and set the dread is to take your flat iron, set it to high heat, And you're gonna need something heavy. I'm using this big ol' detergent bottle. And you're just gonna take your hair and place the clippy part underneath your something heavy. Make sure it's, pretty secure. And you're gonna start spiraling it. I do it pretty tightly because once you actually let go of it, it will undo just a bit. So once you reach your desired spiral, you're going to take your flat iron and you're just going to place it on there and, kind of move it around if you're nervous about just getting it stuck or anything. I actually had that happen once. The plastic melted all over it because I wasn't paying attention. So if you're paranoid like me, just move it around a bit. And you're going to move it down and do the same thing. As you move, you're going to spiral the hair more and more down and just move it gradually, spin it, move it, spin it, over and over. And once you get to the end, you just sort of pull it out. And voila, there is your dread, all nice, neat, and spiraled. Congratulations, you just learned how to make clip-in accent synthetic dreads. You just repeat that process as many times as you like, however you like, and you'll have a bangin' new hairstyle. These are the multicolored ones, and here are some single color ones I made just for the sake of this video, where you just clip off the synthetic hair so that you have one clip, back comb it, spiral it, flat iron it, and that's it. I wish you the best of luck on your hair adventure. I hope yours come out great. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful and informative. Like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching and stay true to the Jackie Marie inside you.